Each one of us has 24 hours a day. What matters is how we use them. In Estonia, we've created a business environment that lets you thrive, where you can focus on getting things done, where you can realize ideas that make a difference, and where no goal is unachievable.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, Electronic Identity and the Future of Business. We are McGrath SPI Estonia, and we are thankful to our partners from SPI Global who helped organize this webinar. And we are also thankful to our friends from Estonia's e-residency team. So, ladies and gentlemen, your captain speaking, please fasten your seatbelts because we are passing through a zone of turbulence. The world is passing through a zone of turbulence. And during the next hour or so, we want to draw your attention to the reasons why it is exactly in times like these that electronic identity is going to be ever more important for entrepreneurs and their advisors, like those of us on Global SPI Network. Our experts today are Andrei Novikov and Aneta Pashkevich from McGrath SPI Estonia legal team, and our good friend Raimo Matvere from the Estonian e-residency team. And I am Igor Reichelgaus, founder and CEO of McGrath SPI Estonia. So why exactly is electronic identity important? The business is moving online. More and more people work remotely. Ever more business transactions are being done online. We quite simply need to make sure who we are dealing with, and we need to be able to do so online. Moreover, our regulators want to make sure that we know our clients who have come to us online. We need to check that these people are who they claim to be, that they are not fraudsters, that they are not terrorists, that they are not under sanctions. And this is why electronic identity is crucial for compliance purposes. Electronic identity, if it functions properly, streamlines client onboarding process, reduces friction, minimizes paperwork, and enhances user experience. If you're in e-commerce, if you want to prevent unauthorized access and fraudulent transactions, then it is extremely important how you establish your customer's identity. If your employees work remotely and you want to give them access to your data, again, you need to make sure you are giving the access to the right person. Every year, more and more contracts are signed online. Again, if these contracts are ever to be implemented, it is crucial to be able to prove that a digital signature is as valid as a physical one. For those of us who are in professional services, such words as AML, KYC, GDPR are the words we hear ever more often, and they are ever more important. It is our constant headache to make sure we comply with all these regulations. And again, I don't know about you, but here in Estonia, most of our customers come to us online. Normally, it is a long way into our relationship when we finally get to meet our customers in person. And this is why, again, electronic identity is of utmost importance. We need to make sure that the person we are onboarding is really this person. Of course, we use various methods to establish our customer's identity, but running a bit ahead, not all of our customers are Estonian e-residents, but those who are, making sure that they are compliant is a way easier for us. So state-backed EID programs, electronic identity programs, increase trust. So I hope I convinced you that our today's topic is important, that electronic identity, EID, is important, and that you're going to spend the next 40 minutes or so of your Friday afternoon with us before we all hit the weekend. Our agenda for today is: first, we're going to explore the notion of electronic identity, various types of electronic identity which are in use. Secondly, we are going to talk about the case studies of countries who have introduced electronic identity on the state level. Thirdly, we are going to discuss the future of electronic identity. And finally, last but not least, we want to introduce you to Estonia's e-residency program as the world's leading electronic identity solution. Well, we need to say so because we're from Estonia, but not only because of that. In the end, as always, we are going to have time to answer your questions, but feel free to post your questions in the Q&A session on YouTube, and we will do our best to answer on the go. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to give floor to my colleagues, Andrei and Annetta.
Good day, everyone. First of all, Liger, thank you for your introduction. And today we will speak a bit more about what is identity, what is used for, what is important. My name is Andrei Novikov. I'm the head of Magrat legal department. I use e-identity in my work daily, so I know why it is very useful and why it earned its place in the world, and it's keeping learning more. So, the first question, the basics: what is e-identity? What it is used for? And to make it simple, e-identity, or electronic identification, is a digital solution for proof of identity of people or organizations. They can be used for a variety of purposes: to access benefits, services provided by government authorities, banks, other companies, for mobile payments, and so on. Apart from online authentication and login, many electronic identity services also give users the options to sign electronic documents with a digital signature. Today, electronic identity plays a very crucial role in a wide range of applications, services, including online banking, e-commerce, healthcare, government services, and so much more. It enables secure and convenient digital interactions while helping to combat identity fraud and theft. So we all had the opportunity to witness how much time and effort could be saved by conducting specific operations online. A national digital identity system decreases the amount of paperwork, manpower, completion time for document validation, thus lowering expenses. Moreover, as the idea of a digital national identity grows in demand, organizations have more opportunities to generate revenue by adding more customers, which can increase job opportunities, tax revenues, and that, in return, helps the country's economy thrive as a whole. Things simply get done much faster when they can be done online. In a modern world, one needs only his computer, internet access, and his e-identity to manage his business, join meetings, access base records, and etc. To put it simply, e-identity saves costs, it saves time, it is an efficient and modern solution to a variety of issues. But any system, as it is created, as it is being developed, also faces challenges, and e-identity is no different. One of the main challenges of any e-identity system that currently exists is how to solve the problem of tying the created e-identity with an actual identity of a person. This is where authentication methods come into play. Methods that over the years have become quite secure and are still developing further today. So it is a never-ending process in a sense. Strong authentication mechanisms make it difficult for malicious actors to impersonate individuals and gain unauthorized access to personal and financial information. As such, e-identity systems also can contribute to an overall cybersecurity efforts by adding layers of protection. E-identity solutions are especially important in a globalized world where individuals frequently travel or access services from different locations. They enable such individuals to prove their identity and access services from basically anywhere. in most cases capitalizing on the wide availability of internet access. Moreover, governments use e-identity solutions for secure online interactions with their citizens, including filing taxes, applying for benefits, accessing official documents, and etc. Using digital identities means that users do not have to rely on outdated offline channels, such as post or giving information by phone. They can use a much more convenient method of interacting with organizations or accessing services. Aside from that, from the benefits that I already mentioned, e-identity solutions also help reduce the risk of errors that come from managing data manually. And they also encourage innovation by helping organizations develop more services. But what are e-identity systems made of? Well, they are made of from the basic elements that systems basically bring together. One of those basic elements is the username and password, for example. This is the most basic form of the identity. We have all used it. We have all created our usernames, figured out passwords. And yes, it is a very convenient method of verifying your identity, but unfortunately, today it is one of the most vulnerable, especially vulnerable to phishing attacks. Another element that gains popularity today is biometric identity. Basically, e-identity solutions that involve using unique physical characteristics like fingerprints, facial recognition, iris scans, and etc. Also, mobile identity is used. This is a solution that leverages smartphones for authentications, and we all have our smartphones with us all the time, so it is convenient, at least for those purposes. Smart cards are used, which are basically electronic ID cards with chip-enabled solutions that store digital credentials for authentication. Digital certificates, which are usually cryptographic credential issued by a trusted authority. In most cases, it is a state certificate, but also trusted third-party providers sometimes also provide their variants. There are blockchain-based solutions, and today blockchain is very popular, and it helps to create a decentralized and self-sovereign identities. This gives users more control over their personal data and credentials. And finally, the multi-factor authentication, or MFA. This is an element that, in a sense, combines several elements together. For example, you have to fill in your password, scan your fingerprint, and also input another one-time password that you get through your iPhone from some application, for example. But these are just building blocks, elements. E-identity systems are whole mechanisms that bring those elements together to create one unified solution. I will describe some that are used today. One of those is mobile ID. Some countries offer mobile ID solutions where users can access services using their mobile phones, which is again a very common variant because we all have our iPhones, mobile phones on hand. Another variant of e-identity system is banking e-IDs. For example, in Sweden also in some other countries, banking e-IDs have been introduced where banks issue cards that allow to authenticate people for a variety of services. First of all, of course, it's banking services, but also it allows to access government services. And this system is a very good example of how third-party providers can cooperate with government institutions to come up with a very efficient solution. And finally, national e-ID cards and electronic identity cards. Today, many countries issue electronic national identity cards. They generally contain embedded chips with digital certificate credentials. These cards can be used to access most government services. They allow an option to sign documents digitally and more. In most cases, these are available to the citizens of a country, but some systems transcend those borders. And my colleague Aneta and later our friend Raimel will give a more detailed example of that with an Estonian e-identity system that is available to people outside Estonia as well. And with this, I'm giving word to my colleague Aneta. You're up. And everyone, thank you for attention.
Thank you, Andrei, so much for introducing me. Hope everyone is having a great day and is interesting in this webinar. So I will take it from here and talk about the issues of customer trust and regulatory compliance and the future of electronic identity. So what are the issues? And there are two main issues: the customer trust and privacy concerns. As most services and transactions move online, the issue of customer trust and regulatory compliance becomes a prime importance in ensuring a widespread adaptation and success of electronic identity programs. Online services often require users to share personal or sensitive information. Therefore, building customer confidence involves creating a seamless and secure user experience. As an example, this can be achieved by implementing strong security measures, offering a user-friendly authentication methods, and transparent communication on how the user data will be used and protected. Furthermore, privacy concerns are a major factor in customer reluctance to adopt electronic identity programs. Organizations must adhere to data protection regulations such as previously talked GDPR in the European Union, and implement privacy-enhancing technologies to safeguard user data. Consequently, by giving users control over data and minimizing data collection, this contributes to a more secure and privacy-respecting eID ecosystem. It is important to point out that in such case, digital ID systems may offer a greater protection by presenting more accurate identification and authentication, which increases trust, reduces costs, and supports sustainable and flexible systems. Second, eID solutions are a strong system which provide reliability and trustworthiness. Businesses that adopt robust electronic identity practices and prioritize security can establish a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. Basically, in other words, by creating a reputation for trust and reliability, digital identity platforms can attract new users and retain the existing ones. Moreover, by implementing robust security measures, such adherence to relevant regulation and standards can establish a strong reputation for trust and reliability, and this all together enhances the security posture and builds confidence among different users. So state-backed electronic programs provide credibility and widespread acceptance. Such programs are often driven by government initiatives. They offer a unique advantage in terms of credibility and widespread acceptance. When a government institution is involved, there is an inherent level of trust associated with the program. Such programs can streamline online interaction with government services, such as tax declaration services, enhance security through advanced authentication methods, such as previously talked biometrics, and enable citizens to access a wide range of public and private services conveniently. Such approach helps enterprises and as well the government meet people's needs and strengthen the overall efficiency of a nation. For example, by accurately and efficiently delivering government services and reducing the risk of human errors in identifying and verifying the individual. As can be seen in this table, most countries are still adopting or have recently adopted the digital identity program on a national level. Therefore, the abilities in such countries as Portugal, Belgium, Italy are limited. As can be seen, the most advanced eID systems are established in the Baltic states. Nonetheless, there are a few differences. In comparison to Lithuanian and Estonian, the Latvian eID systems is only available for foreign citizens who are registered in the National Register for Natural Persons of Latvia and have a strong connection with the country. The Lithuanian residency, on the other hand, simply grants a foreigner the ability to log into the government e-service portals and use digital services and provide signatures. As can be seen, the application process for the Lithuanian one is much faster. However, Lithuanian program is still at its infancy and offers considerably less advantages and benefits to its participants than the Estonian one. The Estonian one offers significantly more services to its e-residents, but I think my colleague Raimo will expand on this later on, so I will not get into too much detail about it. So what is the future of electronic identity? So the traditional password-based systems are making way for more secure and convenient methods, such as presented facial recognition, fingerprint scanning, iris detection, or even behavioral biometrics are gaining more traction. These advancements, which are presented on the screen, are not only enhance security, but also offer seamless user experience, thus ensuring that accessing services is both intuitive and safeguarded. Firstly, the contactless biometrics is the most recent advancement in biometrics, which allows people to go about the day without being interrupted by PIN codes or touchpads or passwords, and allows people to move seamlessly without sacrificing security. And fingerprint recognition and iris scanning are the most well-known forms which are used by everyone in day-to-day life and even now. Nonetheless, the facial recognition and vein patterns are also gaining popularity. So what does electronic identity future present? It presents cross-platform compatibility. Users expect a unified experience across different devices and services. The future of eID systems will allow individuals to seamlessly authenticate and access services across various platforms. Such application ensures that a consistent and smooth user experience across different devices and operating systems is implemented, thus enhancing user satisfaction and product usability. Specifically, the use of government-issued and recognized eID means for the purpose of identification removes the need for users to repeatedly type in the same personal data for each account. And this shift not only stimulates the user experience, but also enhances security by creating a consistent and trusted identity framework. So what are the challenges? Due to evolving nature of eID, potential challenges will undoubtedly emerge. Such challenges are privacy concerns, data breaches, cyber threats. So it is important to strike a balance between the convenience for their users and the privacy. Strong data protection regulations and transparent data usage policies will play a vital role in addressing these concerns. Long-standing identification technologies like biometrics are combining with newly emerging technologies, thus changing the traditional approach to digital identity. These changes, as a result, will profoundly affect the way the government delivers identity to its citizens. The introduction of different eID systems has not only been a response to the need for more user-friendly solutions, but also a response to the rise of cyber threats. As eID evolves, collaboration between tech innovators, policymakers, and users will be crucial in realizing the full potential of electronic identity in the rapidly changing world. So now I think Raimo will present the most advanced eID program in Estonia. So I will give the floor to Raimo.
Yes, hello. My name is Raimo, and I'm head of partnerships at Estonian e-residency team. And as previous presenters have given quite a thorough overview of e-identity solutions, state ones as well as private ones, then what I will do is to give a short overview of how does Estonian e-residency work, especially for business purposes. Next slide, please. Which means that one of the main use cases of having Estonian e-residency is actually to open a company. This is just to give you the motion. This is me and my co-founders. As it's quite usual that Estonians tend to have small companies for themselves, just in case they have some side businesses or even like coming businesses. So registering company in Estonia is extremely easy. So this is an example of me and my co-founders sitting around the table to agree on the main terms and things that we are going to do with our company. It was 3 years ago, and it was the only and the last time we sat around one table to agree company administration related topics. Actually, we even didn't need to do that. We could have done everything online so that we do the founders agreement and company registration and everything done online so that we never meet, but just we prefer to see face to face. And after that, we have basically met only to agree or just discuss like real business topics like customer projects and so on. Next slide, please. Estonia is actually a great place to have a business. It means that it is transparent and very digital. You can have a company in Estonia without coming to Estonia, which is probably the biggest virtue if you are an e-resident. I will talk about it a bit later, that how to become a resident. But basically, the business administration, thanks to this electronic identity, is extremely easy. Bureaucracy level is very, very low. And as said before, it is digitally secure. Estonia has the highest level of eIDAS security level. The digital ID has been in use in Estonia already like 20 plus years. So it means that Estonia has the experience to run the system efficiently as well as securely. And the third thing we can point out is actually that Estonia is a good environment for having a business. It's not just the ID and the digital solutions, but also very safe and transparent business environment, which has vibrant startup scene and also quite straightforward and easy tax environment to take advantage of it as well. So that could be the reasons to become a resident and to start the business in Estonia. In addition to that, also community aspect is relevant. There are already more than 100,000 e-residents globally who are created more than 27,000 companies in Estonia. So it's quite a lot, and it is a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. Now I would like to move on with making clear some things. E-residency is a digital identity. As said, it gives digital access to Estonian government services. It enables one to identify him or herself, sign documents which has exactly the same legal position as a handwritten signature. And it is a global community of e-residents. At the same time, it is not a travel document or a document that enables you to start living in Estonia, to relocate to Estonia. So it doesn't give any residency, citizenship, visa, or residence permit. And also it does not change your personal tax residency. So it gives only like purely digital access for you. And even one thing need to maybe we can point out that the card, e-residency card, does not have a a picture on it, so you can't use it as a travel document. It is open basically for everyone, but e-residency is given for natural persons. So you as a person can apply for e-residency, not a company. So legal entity can't be e-resident, although legal entity can be established by Estonian e-resident. There should be some interest in Estonia, some e-services, and then business interest or scientific or cultural. It is usually expected that you have some substantial interest to use Estonian e-services or to have some kind of connection with Estonia. Applicants can't be Estonian citizens or residents because they can apply for our national digital ID with a picture, and these are the main rules. And currently it is open for countries and citizenships. However, there are some countries where e-residents may get, where people may get the e-residency, but they may face a lot of difficulties to open a business banking account, or having a service provider because of the strong FATF and anti-money laundering rules applied globally. So it is something to consider when you apply from countries which financial system has got some limitations globally. And how does this work actually is that, first of all, you need to go on the website and start filling in the application form. If you have prepared well and gathered your documents, it is up to 30 minutes to give out the main data and document numbers, and also describe the motivation. Why do you become Estonian e-resident? Then the application is processed by Estonian Police and Border Guard. They will review the application. They may ask additional questions. If they ask, it doesn't mean that you can't get the residency. It just can be that they want to know more about certain aspects you have stated on your application. It will take up to 30 days, but in reality, it is usually much faster. Now, the next step is that actually already during the application, you choose the location. Where would you like to pick up your digital ID card? It is usually Estonian embassy or consulate in other countries. There are, I think, currently over 40 different pickup locations globally, but mostly they are situated in Europe, but there are also some locations in Northern America, one in Africa, several ones in Asia, and also in Australia. Your e-residency kit, where the card and the reader are sent to the pickup location, and then this is the only time you have to go to somewhere in person to verify yourself, give the fingerprints and the signature. So this is the only time you meet the Estonian official to declare that you are actually you, to get your card, and then basically you can already start using it. And if you don't have the pickup location in your home country, it's in another place where you have to travel, then it is crucial to know that your kit will be kept in the pickup location half a year. So you have time to plan the traveling there. And then basically what happens after is that once you get your kit, then you can start also already basically opening a company in Estonia. This is the list of different pickup locations. As you can see, sadly, we do not have anything in Southern America right now, but hopefully one day there will be the location. And of course, if it's possible for you, then it is possible to come to Tallinn to pick up it in Estonia. So you have your ID and your motivation is to establish a company in Estonia. Then what to do? You need to go somewhere where the internet connection is and start basically opening a company, which you can do thanks to using this digital ID card you get. You need to decide your business details. I'm going to talk about it a bit later, but like what is the type of the company, who are the founders, so what is the area of your activity. Then you probably need to choose a service provider who helps you to start and run the company. It is basically possible to open a company without any help, especially if you have a co-founder in Estonia, for example. But it is usually that way that e-residents still decide to choose a service provider who can help you with opening a company and who will provide some basic, most important services for you on a monthly basis later. I will talk about it right away. Now then you need to log in to the company registration portal and start registering. If you use a service provider, they do some parts of it for you and ask you to review and sign it. And once you have done it, then the next step is to see whether your business needs a license maybe or a registration to Estonian registries. For example, I don't know, healthcare is licensed business in Estonia, trainings and education, financial services. So it does make sense to check whether you need any license. If yes, then it is likely that your service provider can help you with the necessary information. If not, then you can skip this part and then start applying for a business banking account, because you need to receive and send money at one moment. So but it can be done a bit later as well. Next slide, please. Now, the most common form or the legal entity is actually a private limited company, or OÜ in Estonian. This is the most popular one. Estonians themselves tend to use that one, and also e-residents mainly. I think 95% plus of all the companies created by e-residents are OÜs. It can have one or several shareholders. The share capital minimum is now 0.01 euros since February 2023, so it's basically nothing. It used to be a bit higher, but it was deferred, but now it is like that. And the registration process is easy and quite straightforward. So especially if you are a freelancer or a single shareholder, then you can decide everything on yourself and make things happen very fast. Now, I mentioned service providers. So there is one service that is needed, definitely, or in most cases at least, is the contact person. So if you have your local person in your team, or you have a co-founder locally, then he or she can be the contact person. But mostly residents who are in a remote place use only their digital ID and maybe never visit Estonia, although we recommend to because it's a nice place. Then contact person is something that is needed. It is needed when your management board is outside of Estonia or located in a foreign country. I don't know, let's say Germany, for example. This service can be provided by the licensed service providers. The licenses have letters FIU. It's given out by Financial Intelligence Unit. So they need to meet certain criteria. Magrat is one of them, for example. Why this contact person service is needed is that if Estonian state wants to send you something official or formal on paper, which rarely happens, but could happen, I don't know, court documents, for example, then the contact person is the one that is obliged to receive your documents and make sure that you in your home get what you need, like you get the documents in the end. So this is their duty. And just to be very clear, contact person is not your local director. They don't have to be in the management board. They are not the ones who help you to make business decisions. They are there for the service only. So you don't. They are not the local directors. because in some countries we have understood that sometimes it means also that they have a say in business decisions. Now, shortly, I will mention that Estonian e-residency website, there is a special section called Service Providers Marketplace, which is a place where you can find a curated choice of service providers that are trustworthy and vetted by us. It means that there are different companies that provide this contact person legal address services. Very often the same company is your accounting partner, and maybe also tax and legal help is provided by the same company. So usually the main, let's say, like a basic business administration services are quite often provided by these companies in a one package or as separate services, but they still have the wide choice of different services. But from the marketplace, you can find also different banking options and also additional services. Now, this is always the question that, okay, I'm living in another place, I do the company remotely, what about banking? Is there any options to open a bank account in Estonia? In case of e-residency, mostly the best option is to open an account in any of the fintechs that is also operating in the European Union or economic zone areas. You can open the account online very easily, a wide choice of different service providers. The only thing is that you cannot get any credit services from them. Then the second option is bank in other country that is in the European Union or European Economic Zone. For example, you have a long-term business experience in your hometown, you have a good cooperation with your bank, and you have several accounts for your company in the one bank, then maybe as they know and trust you, maybe they are also ready to open an account for your Estonian company. And then the third option is open a bank in Estonia, but in that case, there are some limitations. First of all, your company needs to have a strong connection to Estonia, which means like real employees or real estate or most of the partners in Estonia. So banks usually need to see that you actually operate at least partly your business in Estonia. And then you need to have a personal visit to the bank in Tallinn. So it means that this needs actually traveling. And maybe a few words about, is it like expensive to do everything remotely or cheap? It depends, of course, on your opportunities and resources, but the e-residency application fee is 100 to 120 euros, depending on where is the big location you chose. Then the company registration costs around exactly 265 euros, but there could be a bit more. The price could be higher when you use a service provider because they also would like to have some service fee on that. And then this contact person services, the price range is very wide, but if you have very basic package or basic help from the company, then it can be 15 to 20 euros a month. And if you add a bank also accounting to that, it is roughly from 50 euros a month. But it is definitely then the package where the number of transactions is limited. So if you have a e-commerce business with thousands of transactions a month, then definitely the price is much higher. And we can like generalize. It is not like 100% that way, but we can generalize that if you choose the cheaper options, they are more automated, more self-service oriented services or the products where you have to upload your invoices yourself, deal with some things by yourself, and the more expensive options are more customary. Maybe you have a personal accountant or more personal approach. So it depends a lot on your business, like what are you planning to do or what kind of help do you need. And currently already since last spring, there is a special terms for Ukrainian e-residents and entrepreneurs where the reimbursement of setup fees for Ukrainian entrepreneurs is provided when you choose to cooperate with some certain service providers. Yes. And one thing to wrap it up is that there was a lot of information about the identities and what it enables and what kind of trust it gives. In Estonia, one thing you can be sure of is that transparency of businesses is there. It means that you can always go and check quite detailed information about your Estonian company. Who are the owners, how they are doing, have they paid their taxes, etc. I just shared my company's data here just to give you the glimpse of what kind of information is available for everyone. So it means that and you cannot hide it. It means that if you decide to open a company in Estonia, then this information is public for everyone. But it has a lot of good news is that you know what and how others are doing. For example, if you're finding a business partners in Estonia or actually choosing a service provider, you can check whether they pay their own taxes, at least. And then others know also what do you do and how are you doing. And this is a very, very efficient way of building trusting business environment in Estonia, and we are rather proud of it. But this is something to keep in mind. And just two numbers, as I said, we have more than 100,000 e-residents, to more precise, to 106,000, and then 27,500 companies created by e-residents. And if the slides will be shared later, then there are a couple of links for you for further reading about Estonia as a jurisdiction or the Estonia as an option for starting and running the business. What could be the pros and cons, and in what cases Estonian company would be beneficial for you. Thank you from my side. If you have any questions, then you can ask, and sorry for the technical problems.
Thank you so much, Raimo. Microphone, Meta.
So 1 second, and we will start a Q&A. So one of the questions that I currently see is, I think mostly for Raimo. So it's basically, second, I'm gonna read it to you. So it's basically asking, what are the key benefits and challenges for individuals and businesses considering e-residency in Estonia? And how has the innovative program impacted the country's economy and global business landscape? So Raimo, could you answer that probably?
I start with the second half. I think it has have very positive impact to Estonian business environment. It attracts foreign founders a lot to start the companies in Estonia, to interact with Estonian businesses. And if you think of startups, for example, then the startup ecosystem is really thriving and very, rather booming in Estonia for many years already. And there are other state organizations like Startup Estonia, for example, who are dealing with attracting startups to incorporate in Estonia, to relocate them to Estonia for a certain time at least. And e-residency is quite often the first step of this journey, that the founders become e-residents. They find the environment and the digital solutions very comfortable. They start searching for more information about the ecosystem, visit Tallinn or Tartu or other places in Estonia, find that, wow, they really would like to be part of the community, and then maybe apply for any of the acceleration programs, for example, and then tie themselves more and more to Estonia. So it has a positive impact to Estonian economy and also to the labor market. So clever people get an opportunity to work for those companies. Regarding the challenges, well, one needs to figure out first that whether the type of the business that they are going to do actually needs that kind of international formula. So if you have a local small business where the suppliers are local, customers are local, everything takes place in your hometown, then probably it does not make sense to become a resident and start an Estonian company. Everything you need to declare is your homeland. You have to pay taxes for your local business. And maybe also you need to go through the bureaucracy that you are used to in the local country. So in that case, mostly residency is not a good fit. But if you have international business founders or the owners are in several different places, or your customer base is very wide in every corner of the world, then it makes sense. Also, if you are situated in the third country and you would like to expand to European Union market, or your business needs a presence in the Europe, then e-residency and Estonian company is probably the easiest way to enter to European market. I don't know, for example, for e-commerce to comply for GDPR rules, you need to have something in Europe. So yeah, these are the two use cases. So if you have the international business and you have you need something in Europe, but you are not from Europe. And then, of course, yeah, if you build a startup, then it is like the first step to get benefits from the Estonian ecosystem.
Thank you so much, Raimo. And
I could add maybe from experience that some of the benefits of the Estonian system is that we have a system that functions in virtually any country, because we have, for example, experience starting a subsidiary in a country like Uzbekistan, and there is a government issues e-identity, but surprise, surprise, it only functions in Uzbekistan. So if I want to give a digital signature being in Estonia, I cannot do it. So from experience, I can see how efficient Estonian system is. It really works from anywhere in the world online. So this is a really good thing.
Thank you so much for your input, Igor. Let's go further, and one more question for Raimo, I think so. Are there any restrictions for the different citizenships regarding e-residency application?
Right now, I believe everyone can apply. Of course, everyone can apply, but every application is processed by the police and border guard, and nothing is never guaranteed, in the sense that they take into account everything that you have added to the application, or if you haven't shared enough information, it can be also the reason to deny. But as I said before, from some countries, it may be extremely difficult to do something with e-residency. Like globally, for example, North Korea and Iran have a lot of restrictions regarding financial system and everything that you can do globally. So these countries, people from these countries are very limited of possibilities to do something with the e-residency or get the e-residency. But in general, it is quite open.
Don't we have some restrictions for the citizens of Russia and Belarus?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sure. Of course. I forgot. Yes, Russian and Belarusian citizens can't apply for e-residency.
Yeah, because of war.
Okay, thank you so much, Raimo, for answering this question. So the next question, I see we don't have a lot of time, so we'll try to pack as much questions as possible. But what are the trends and innovations what trends and innovations do you foresee shaping the future of e-identity, and how will they impact security and user experience in the digital world? So this question probably more within my topic of discussion. So basically, the future of e-identity promises to be marked by several key developments, as I've previously talked, like biometric technologies, which will become more sophisticated and prevalent, offering enhanced security and measures and convenience. AI and machine learning will play a pivotal role in threat detection, continuously adapting security measures based on evolving threats and user behavior. Regulatory changes will also change through time, and they will impact how e-identity systems are designed and operate, in prioritizing the user consent and data security, which is currently really important in our modern society. Anything to add maybe from my colleagues?
Well, I probably can add from my side that the basic principle is that the e-identity systems will try to more and more expand on the concept, on the balance of convenience and security. So all of those key elements Aneta mentioned, they enhance security, but they will also try to become more available. They will also try to integrate among themselves more. So one of the trends that currently exists is that systems try to cooperate with each other. So instead of constantly logging from one system to another, you gain a more unified system where different subsystems basically share their e-identity. So if we are talking about national e-identity systems, again, turning to Estonia, you have your ID card, you can access a commercial registry, you can access tax and customs board, you can access different other state registers, and there are private also services that you can access using Estonian eID. So that's an example which it will go. Perhaps it will also transcend borders, and there will be like one unified eID in the European Union someday, or all over the world, who knows?
Raima, do you think we will see in the near future, instead of e-residency cards, some e-residency chips, or integrated something into your fingerprints, or what's the future of Estonian e-residency?
Difficult to say, because if only we could decide it, it would be cardless already many years, but it is not that easy. There are a lot of different parties involved in Estonia to make the innovation and transformations as secure as possible. So cannot say anything right now, but we are of course working on that direction, that one day it would be cardless, that you do not need to get the physical card, but maybe something based on your smartphone, smart eID solutions. It is very likely that one day something like this will be also connected to e-residency, but because e-residents, once they have got the e-residency, they can open a smart ID and actually don't use their ID card, but comfortably smartphone. But you need to have the card first. So one day, hopefully, there is no card, but some other solution, whether it's a smart ID or something else. I doubt that it will be chipped under the skin, though.
hopefully, maybe not very soon, chip under your skin. Yeah. Okay. So, but I think there are many reasons to stay tuned into Estonia, because Estonia is really leading the way in innovations in e-identity. So I think we are through with our today's program, and thank you everyone who has been with us today. Aneta, will you conclude?
Yes, sure, of course. So basically, the concluding remarks for e-identity system as the future, as the benefits, e-identity offers, first of all, the convenience, efficiency, and accessibility, making it a valuable tool for individuals and businesses to access different services, to sign different documents in the digital realm, rather than going about the day and signing everything on the paper. State-backed identity systems offer higher security and reliability by building trust and promoting transparency, because more people are often trust more the government services rather than some individual companies who provide e-identity programs. And Estonian e-residency system serves as a successful model, which we saw basically by the case study. The Raimo presented everything, and it provides innovation, security, international recognition, and provides a lot of services for people who are wishing to open a business and operate the business digitally from basically their laptop. And Estonia is currently, from all possible e-identity programs, the most advanced one. So I think that would be it from our side. Thank you everyone who participated. I hope you enjoyed the webinar and you learned something new. You will remember something new. So thank you everyone who participated, who registered for the webinar. Thank you, Raimo, for being a member, participating in a webinar, being a speaker from e-residency team. And thank you for my colleagues, Igor and Andrei. So I think that would be it.
Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned.
Thank you.